decorate, and you're in tip-top condition, ready for the joys of parenthood. Right? Wrong. 20% of women smoke during pregnancy.
20 a day I smoke easily.
It's hard to balance on the bump because the baby will probably kick it off in a minute.
35% continue to drink.
I was drinking 4 or 5 bottles a day, 7 days a week.
1 in 5 pregnant women is obese.
Chips and gravy is my favourite meal. It's what I'm craving, so I'll eat it.
Are these women putting their babies in danger before they've even been born?
I don't think they actually realise the damage that they're doing and the problems that it causes.
Each week, we'll meet 3 misbehaving mums-to-be and pair them with one of our specialist midwives.
Nice to meet you. My name's Deb. Hi.
They'll show them the impact of their bad habits.
So a little breath out for me. Right, blow, 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 Sarah. Keep going.
Just sort of stand on that. It's measuring the fat.
To give them a wake-up call they won't forget.
Every single cigarette that you have, it's like squeezing the cord.
It will shorten your own life.
Baby's oxygen levels are really reduced.
And create a personalised plan to get these out-of-control mums-to-be in shape for the most important event of their lives.
We're here today because you wanted some help to give up, and that is what we're here to do.
The thing about this is, it isn't too late.
You've got the ability to change this.
I know I've got to change it.
Can our midwives convince these women to quit their unhealthy ways for the sake of their babies?
I haven't got any willpower, I really haven't.
I'm going to be tough to convince to give them.
Can't be bothered. I'd rather sit on the sofa and just...
My job primarily is to save babies' lives.
Coming up in this episode, a smoking mum who claims to have quit.
There's still some carbon monoxide in there from somewhere.
But is she telling the truth?
So I don't know, what do you think could account for that then?
Beats me.
A junk food addict whose unborn baby is growing on a diet of chips, burgers and fizzy drinks.
I've never been brought up to have to eat fruit, so it's like, why start now?
And a mum-to-be who's worried she lacks the willpower to quit smoking.
No matter how much I want to give up, there's something inside me that's saying, I can't. I'm not strong enough.
Meet Carrie from Bristol. She's 14 weeks pregnant with her second child.
That one you can see his nose and his mouth. Oh, they're so cute. I can't wait. I'm all excited.
It's partner Steve's first baby, and he's over the moon about becoming a dad.
I can't wait. Hopefully it's going to be a little boy now. When we find out what sex it is, I think that's when it will sort of kick in. And you're sort of getting bigger, you know.
Yeah.
So you can sort of see it.
Excitement may be mounting, but Carrie is puffing on 20 cigarettes a day, and that means her unborn baby is in danger.
Just another one on the long list of the days of 5. Quickly, and then you can carry on. Right?
Right.
What are we going to do? Should we plait it or should we put it up?
In a pool,
In a bowl.
Despite smoking in her first pregnancy, Carrie gave birth to a healthy daughter, Alicia.
Did you bring your umbrella home from school, Leash?
It's in the car.
But this time around, Carrie is smoking more than ever, and even 5-year-old Alicia disapproves.
Alicia, go out there, love, because it's smoking.
I don't like it, because when it smokes, that means I cough.
Mum Marge can't stand Carrie's dirty habit either.
You're not going to like that again, are you?
Yeah.
It's really bad for you. She knows that most of the world disapproves. And she knows I disapprove. Do they have a maternity department here?
No.
No? Just...
We do not need maternity.
No, just...
And as a reformed smoker, she's allowed to be bossy.
Nobody smokes anymore, do they? That's nice. It's expensive, it smells, it's not nice, and there's nowhere to smoke in Bristol anymore.
Boyfriend Steve worries that Carrie's habit is harming the baby.
Just waiting for it to come out and be healthy. I just want it to have 2 legs and 2 arms. And can see and hear.
But with a 20-a-day habit of his own and very confused on the science...
Every fag you have makes our baby a pound lighter. I read that in a magazine.
Carrie isn't going to take Steve's advice.
All right, don't you start giving me your full name as well. At the end of the day, there's nothing anybody can do. Until I'm ready to quit, nobody can do anything. People can try as hard as they want. But surely they done something when they was pregnant. No one's perfect, you know what I mean?
I think everyone should keep their opinions to themselves. It's your baby. You're the one that's got to look after it. Yeah. And if something did go wrong, you've got to live with the consequences.
People should just keep their opinions to themselves. It's not anything to do with anyone else, what I do. Since when do I ever listen to anyone saying things to me, do you know what I mean? unless it's useful information, I don't listen, so... I do want to give up, but it's not as easy as just saying give up smoking. You know, it's a lot harder.
If anyone can get Carrie to quit, it's smoking cessation midwife Lisa Bendel. She's on a mission to help chain-smoking mums-to-be kick the habit.
Well, I've been doing this for 10 years, so I've seen absolutely hundreds and hundreds of pregnant smokers. Thousands, probably. Would you like me to tell you what some of the risks are? Fetal death, stillbirth, cot death, placental abruption, miscarriage. It's endless.
She uses state-of-the-art props and cutting-edge technology.
Keep blowing, Charlie, keep blowing.
Giving these parents-to-be a major jolt they'll never forget.
The baby's oxygen levels are really reduced. They cannot make an informed choice if they don't know about the risks. And you can't make it pink and fluffy. Just have a little drink. Ultimately, what I want is for these women to have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby.
20-a-day Carrie is struggling to find the motivation to quit and hopes that midwife Lisa will give her the push she needs.
Hi, Carrie, come on in, all right? Hi, come on in. Nice to meet you. I'm Lisa. I'd like to ask you what you already know about smoking in pregnancy.
It's not really a lot. I've heard that they say that it makes the baby smaller. Okay. It's not good for us, is it? So it's definitely not good for a tiny baby.
That's right.
But small babies aren't the only risk. It's time for Lisa to bring out the tools of her trade.
This is my baby. Okay. Complete with placenta. Now, this will help me to show you exactly, the harmful effects of smoking in pregnancy. Some people think the babies are protected in a bubble, that this protects the baby, that the fluid does. It doesn't protect the baby from what you're putting into your body.
Well, if you feed it, then it gives you everything else, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So you sort of knew that, but anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know how many chemicals there are in a cigarette?
I don't know, hundreds, I expect.
There's actually 4,200.
In one?
In one cigarette. Every cigarette, yeah.
One of the chemicals Carrie inhales with each cigarette is carbon monoxide, and too much exposure could cause the placenta to fall away from the lining of the womb.
If that happened, what do you think the effect would be on the baby?
Of miscarriage. The baby die or something.
The baby would die. And the baby would die within minutes of that happening. And your life would be in danger because you can bleed to death. And that does happen. I have seen that happen, where the placenta just shears off the uterine wall and that's it. There's nothing left feeding the baby. It's not stuck to anything. So the baby just dies.
Carrie's pack of cigarettes a day are putting her pregnancy at risk. Lisa wants her to know how much danger she is in.
So I would like to be able to measure the amount of carbon monoxide in your bloodstream, and I can measure the amount in your babies as well.
Hey, can you do it in my babies?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
Because whatever reading we get from you, it will calculate how much of that is in the baby. So if you imagine that this is your baby, now you think about the traffic light system, and we definitely don't want a red number because that would be really bad. I'm going to give you the machine, and then the seconds are counting down, and it will beep 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Put the tube in your mouth. Right, keep on blowing, Carrie. Please blow as long as you can. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Keep going. Oh, right, we're in orange. Right, we're in red.
How bad is that?
9, 11.
Carrie has blown a red 11. Her carbon monoxide level is well into the danger zone.
Why are you so upset?
Every time I'd be selfish and smoke fag is making the baby even worse.
It's got to be a good thing that you know that now. Do you understand why I told you that and why I've done that reading?
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to walk around and not know what you're doing to your baby. And there's so many ladies like you out there, Carrie, that don't know the risks. They don't understand how it works. And, that's not your fault. So we want to do the right thing by baby.
Now Lisa has convinced Carrie of the dangers to her baby. She wants her to take action.
What were your thoughts on giving up?
Well, I want to give up, but I don't know how to do it properly.
Remember, it's the single most important thing that you can do for your health and for that of your unborn baby. I've got a few products here to show you.
Lisa talks Carrie through a nicotine replacement plan and they settle on a quit day.
What sort of day do you think would be?
A Sunday.
A Sunday, okay. Why Sunday?
I don't know, just because I'm at home on my own, just relaxing on Sunday.
Oh, so you've got a day all to yourself. Okay. Okay then. Take care then.
Armed with tips from Lisa, Carrie's ready to battle with her cigarette addiction.
I don't think it's an easy decision for anybody to make. And if you know, I always think, if getting confirmation of pregnancy alone isn't enough to get somebody to quit, how easy is it going to be for us to get them to quit further down the line? But we have to try.
That was just a smack in the face. I thought it was just about making the baby smaller, but obviously there's a lot more to it than what I knew. So it's definite stop on Sunday.
Meet Tiffany, a chef from Gloucester. With the stalk about to land, a 2-year-old son and a busy job,
Loads to do today.
she's always on the go.
Mondays can be quite busy actually, surprisingly. You'd think they wouldn't. You're on your feet all day, you do not stop. It's just like, it's knackering sometimes.
And what's the secret to this working mum's energy?
Gonna grab pizza, cheese garlic pizza, onion rings and chips, sir.
Okay, would you like anything else?
No, that's it, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, mate.
With a baby growing on the same nutrition-free diet of fizzy drinks and fast food, is Tiffany giving her unborn baby the best start?
Like, you don't think that's inside you, it's weird. I think I've just been like too busy to think about it. They're going to sleep at this end, and I want their toys is at this end.
Tiffany and partner Stephen are getting ahead of the game preparing for their new arrival.
What do you think so far?
Whose bed's that?
And with good reason.
He was small, wasn't he?
Yeah, really small.
Son Rylan was born 6 weeks premature when Tiffany developed pre-eclampsia.
He wore that on his head, keep his head warm, and it kept like these little stickers there, it kept the wires on to help him breathe. Yeah, like 4 weeks old there.
Pre-eclampsia is a dangerous condition that leads to high blood pressure in pregnancy and means women often need to deliver early. And Tiffany's been told she's likely to get it again.
I spoke to my doctor a few weeks ago and they said if I keep going the way I'm going, I will get it again.
Tiffany needs a strong and healthy baby if it's going to be premature.
I've never been brought up to have to eat fruit, so it's like, why start now?
And that means getting lots of nutrition in the womb.
Look at me then.
With a busy schedule, this junk food addict refuses to spend her time off cooking fresh food.
Do you know where we're going?
Fast food. I said we're all happy after we got it, aren't we?
Back at the house, it's time to tuck in.
We always get Big Mac, but
We just get the same every time.
I said we like KFC, that's quite nice as well, but can't help ourselves.
Yeah, can I have a fully loaded meal, please?
Growing on a diet of pizza, burgers and fried chicken, Tiffany's baby isn't getting what it needs.
Grab and go.
Can she ditch the jump to give her unborn child the best start possible?
It doesn't really worry me. I just think everything's going to be fine, really. I don't like to think about, like, bad stuff. I just think everything's going to be fine.
Oh, look at you.
Midwife Deb Savory has helped deliver hundreds of babies.
I've been a qualified midwife for 18 years now. I've got a lot of experience and nothing phases me. Oh gosh, it's your 10th baby. Right, yeah. So just have a little feel. It's growing nicely, isn't it, Jenna?
Deb's job is to get mums-to-be to change the habits of a lifetime for the sake of their unborn children.
You suddenly find yourself pregnant and you are forced to look at your life and make some changes, and sometimes women find that very difficult to do. Sorry that you cried. I'm glad you did. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to make you cry. All right.
She uses a mixture of tough love and sympathy to drive her message home.
You're barely keeping yourself alive with what you're having. And then on top of that, you're pregnant. And you've not just got one baby, you've got two. It's so important to eat well during pregnancy and to maintain a healthy, balanced diet, because what you feed into your own body is ultimately going to have an effect on the growing fetus.
But can Debs persuade junk food-loving Tiffany to change her ways?
Hello, hi, Tiffany. Yep. Hi, my name's Deb, the midwife. Do you want to take a seat there? Yeah. That'd be great, thank you.
With Tiffany likely to develop pre-eclampsia in this pregnancy, her baby could be premature. Debs wants to know if Tiffany's diet is giving her unborn child all the nutrition it needs for a healthy start.
Cup of tea, lunch Big Mac with a large Coke, and tea was pizza and some more fizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah? Next day. A treacle tart with ice cream for your lunch.
Yeah.
And again, fizzy. Lunch on the Monday, we've had a KFC, a fully loaded meal. What's that?
Some chicken fillet burger, And then a side of chicken wings and chips and beans.
Right. Only meal of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And again, you had 2 litres of
That's what
fizzy.
yeah.
Right, okay. With these fizzy drinks, they're full of caffeine. If your caffeine levels are in your body are really high, it can cause the baby not to grow as well and actually have an effect on the baby's weight. One of the many things is that we look at colour. And we always say, if you're having a very well-rounded diet, it should have lots of colour in it, so you can imagine all the different fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And we always say, too many browns and beiges are not very good. And when I look at your food diary, everything brown and beige.
Yeah.
I mean, do you like vegetables?
Yeah.
And what about fruit?
No.
Why don't you eat fruit?
I've never eaten fruit.
Debs wants Tiffany to start eating 5 fruits and veg a day and has prepared one of her usual visual tools to help her get the message.
What I want you to look at first of all is the colour.
Yeah.
So it's all the different colours, so that's what you've got to think. Don't be frightened by the fact that it's whole. We could have the juice, we could have it in a can, we could have it frozen, we could have it dried. Yeah. I want to just show you something that I've done with the fruit as an alternative to eating it like that. Okay. So what I've done is I've actually put some fruit, we've blended it together, and I've put it in a baby bottle so that it's very visual. Would you taste it for me? I'm not asking you to take a great big gulp down because I know it's not easy. But if I just put a little bit in there.
Tastes nice.
I'm really glad you like the taste.
Yeah.
It's full of bananas.
I don't even like bananas.
It's a banana smoothie thing.
I think it's probably because it's disguised, isn't it? I don't know it's there.
Absolutely. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get out a Tiffany meal, a regular Tiffany meal. And this is typical, what, of a daily amount for you? You drink that a day, don't you?
If I'm working, then yeah.
Debs needs to show Tiffany that without fruit and veg, her diet has very little nutritional value.
In this, we've got no vitamins and minerals. We've just got fat, sugar and salt. I'm going to make one of those fruit smoothies with this.
That'd be interesting.
Okay.
And I'm starting to think probably won't smell as nice.
Into there. Do you want to pour the chips in?
Yeah.
Will you pour a nice glug of the fizzy in that you would drink? Not all of it, but just to cover it.
Yeah. Is that enough or to the top?
Yeah, that might be all right. It looks like diarrhoea.
I think that looks absolutely disgusting.
I want you to smell it.
No, I don't. Oh, no.
So obviously, look at the colour of that compared to the colours that you see there.
Yeah.
And it's the browns that we were talking about. There's absolutely nothing in there.
No.
And the thing is, you're pulling your nose, aren't you?
Yeah.
You have this nearly every day. And ultimately, that's what you're feeding your baby.
It just smells like sewage or something, I don't know, it's just...
I want you to take both the bottles home with you so that every time you open the fridge, you're reminded about the good and the bad cop, really.
It definitely makes you think that's what's going into you. It's not nice, and why would you want to pass that on?
I think when she thought about that, that's what she was eating every single day. I think she suddenly thought, oh my golly gosh, really.
In Bristol, Carrie is preparing for quit day with one last cigarette. But the high carbon monoxide reading is still on her mind.
I didn't realise how high it would have come. I thought maybe it would have been, you know, bad, but not as bad as it was. So, yeah, it did scare me a bit. Last one, so I'm quite excited actually, but nervous at the same time.
It's 8 AM and Carrie has the house to herself.
Got it.
For the first time in 6 years, her morning cigarette is ditched for a nicotine patch. Lisa has asked Carrie to come up with a plan for quit day. And Carrie gets going straight away. Housework keeps her hands busy and the baby scan focuses her mind.
When I really want to smoke, then I can look at the scan and think that I'm quitting for the baby. Keep the baby healthy. Cute. For my baby. Oh, bless it, all smoked out and all.
By 2 PM, Carrie has cleaned her house from top to bottom. And with her hands free, she's getting twitchy.
Normally I'd be smoking right by now. Can't keep still. I'm not patient and I get so bored really easy, so I just potter about.
Luckily, Mum Marge is on standby to offer moral support and some girly pampering.
If you get through the first day, then you can think, oh, well, I did it all day yesterday, so I don't have to do it today. And it gets easier every day.
2 months smoke-free, Marge is Carrie's biggest cheerleader and right behind her quit attempt.
If people do need, just ring me instead, because I'll just nag at you and that should stop you. I reckon you'll be all right.
I'll be fine.
But later that evening, and still in the house alone, Carrie's mind is back on cigarettes.
Normally I probably would have smoked like 7 fags by now, but I haven't smoked any. So I just sit fidgeting instead.
Next morning, and with a tough quit day behind her, Carrie isn't taking any chances. She enlists the help of daughter Alicia, who hates her mum smoking.
Remember Mummy was smoking, and now Mummy doesn't smoke anymore. So we've got a chat that we've got to do, okay? Every day you've got to say to Mummy, have you smoked today? And then I'll say no, and then you get to put a sticker on the chat. So
Did you smoke yesterday?
No. So you can put a sticker on that one. So later on today, before you go to bed, you've got to ask Mummy, say, Mummy, did you smoke today? And then I'll tell you, and then you've got to put a sticker on.
Ask me if I smoke.
Do you smoke? No.
So give you a star.
Meet teen parents-to-be, Sarah and Stuart from Edinburgh.
When I first found out I was pregnant, Stuart was wetting himself, to be honest.
Their baby boy is due in 3 months, and they've already picked the name.
Leon it is, Leon Stuart Roy. How cute is that, eh? I still can't imagine there's going to be a baby in these someday. Yes. Made in 60 seconds.
That's a lie.
Sarah is all set for motherhood, but she's got one vice she hasn't been able to give up.
I know that there's something pulling me towards my cigarettes, and no matter how much I want to give up, there's something inside me that's saying, you can't, I'm not strong enough.
Sarah is still puffing on up to 10 cigarettes a day. And what she smokes, baby Leon smokes too.
As soon as I found out I was pregnant, I, in my head, said I wanted to stop. And I was 4 weeks pregnant when I found out. It was a long time ago. And I said right from the start, I want to stop, I want to stop.
Can Sarah kick her habit before he is exposed to any more danger?
So I need something that's my willpower. I don't have enough willpower to stop completely. Here you go.
Thank you.
Sarah and Stuart had been together for just 6 weeks when she fell pregnant.
Can I remember the phone call? I told him on the Monday that I was pregnant, and then on the Wednesday, I gave him a few days to get used to it. We just spoke as normal, didn't mention it. He phoned me on the Wednesday, and I said hello, and he went, I'm going to be a dad, didn't I? Oh!
I'm really excited about it, yeah. A lot more than her.
No, I just want to meet him now.
In the first flushes of love, but without a place of their own, they spend lots of time in their local pool bar.
I hate you.
And for Sarah and Stuart, socialising goes hand in hand with cigarettes.
She's great at smoking, buddy. Every time I go, she always seems to come. Or son of it around.
Remember we stopped for that weekend? Me and you tried to stop together. And then one day we both went...
You gave up first. You gave up first.
You gave up first too?
No, you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
I gave up first, and then we decided that we wanted a fag one night, and that was it. It started all over again. So it was just habit. We got bored. We are a bad influence on each other then when it comes to our smoking.
Yeah.
That's why I think if I'm stopping, it's best if you stop too. Thank you. Thanks.
Sarah's cigarette cravings are like clockwork, and post-food, she's desperate for another fix.
You come with me. What? I'm company. No, it's cold. I'm not going to say it. Well, it's your habit. It's your habit. I'll be quick. I promise. I'll be quick. Put my coat on. Yes, I'll put my coat on too.
Best friend Kirsty hates Sarah's habit, but is just too loyal to let her smoke alone.
It's a problem I have all the time. It was cold the last time. She made me stay outside when it was cold, waiting on a bus.
Me and my naughty smoking.
Do you feel good about yourself?
I do feel good about myself.
Sarah's working day revolves around her regular breaks in the smoking shelter.
Oh, can I borrow your lighter, please? Sorry, they're not on. Thank you.
But now she's pregnant, she notices people are judging her.
It's worse now you can see my bum.
I feel really self-conscious when I'm out. I feel like everyone's judging me.
I'm not and smoking, I just don't like it. I think it's wrong. You don't want the baby to be brought up in that smoky environment anyway. You probably need a bit of help. It lingers on your clothes and it's horrible.
I went to the kiosk to buy cigarettes and it was her on the... And she was like, I'm not selling you them. And I feel like people are looking at me and going, ooh. And they probably are, and it's fine, but...
With just 3 months of pregnancy to go and 1 failed quit attempt under her belt, time is running out for Sarah to give up cigarettes for good.
Oh, hi Sarah, come on in.
This morning, Sarah has an appointment with Stop Smoking midwife Lisa Fendel.
Did you try and get any help at the beginning of pregnancy? Did anybody offer you any help?
I thought I could do it myself. I thought, fuck, I've got that much willpower, I love my baby that much, I'll be able to do it myself.
Right.
But
How does that make you feel then when you can't do it?
Guilty. Yeah, a lot of guilt.
Have you been given any information in pregnancy about smoking?
Well, I know that his heart beats twice as fast when I have a cigarette for 20 minutes. I know that he's more susceptible to premature birth, low birth weight, and...
With Sarah already well aware of the dangers of smoking in pregnancy, Lisa hopes that some shock therapy would jolt her out of her unhealthy habit.
What this machine does is this machine gives us your level of carboxyhemoglobin, but it will also give us the baby's reading.
Right, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, Sarah. So do a breath out for me. And it's counting down. So it will beep in a moment. 3, 2, 1. Right, off you go. Right, keep blowing, Sarah. Keep going as long as you can. Keep going, keep going. Fantastic.
With just 1 morning cigarette in her system, Sarah's reading is already in amber.
So clearly, we've got room for improvement, haven't we?
I'm glad it's not red yet, but I know that already it's sitting at amber, then I'll be at red some point later on today.
And you will be affected by that.
Yeah.
And it will affect his oxygen levels. And if that's on a daily basis, every single hour of every day, you can imagine the problems that it has.
Yeah. He's so small and so fragile. And something as stupid as a little cigarette can harm him that much.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
You know, you wouldn't dream of eating something that had 4,200 poisons in it.
For the few minutes you get out of, having a cigarette to the lifetime you'll get with your baby, it's not worth it.
Yeah. So with the right help and support and the right product in place, we're going to help you to get a smoke-free.
I'll do everything I can to stop it.
With Lisa's support, Sarah has decided to quit in 6 days' time when Stuart is back from working away. Her cigarette days are numbered.
I feel really protective of him, and if it was anyone else, pumping stuff into his system, I'd be, what are you doing? But the fact it's me, I feel like I need to, step up my game, because I wouldn't let anyone else do it, so why should I harm him? I'm so determined now. I feel ready and raring to go. So, as of next Monday, I will be a non-smoker. That is definite. It's so Stuart, he's been told.
For the hard time, people say you gotta be.
Back in Bristol, Carrie's been off the cigarettes for 7 days.
Don't leave her.
But without nicotine, and with the stress of some new arrivals to look after, her mood has blackened. Everyone is feeling her wrath.
Don't touch her.
She's alright, but she's got a bit of a bad mood.
Get out! There's a good girl, go and draw some pictures or whatever.
Partner Steve has also quit, and using a top tip from Lisa, has arranged a family day out to celebrate passing the 7-day mark. But his efforts don't impress a nicotine-starved Carrie.
I'm not playing.
You are?
I don't like bowling.
Get your boots off.
No, I don't like bowling in the first place. Why would I want to come bowling?
Can I get a kid size 9 and a 7, please?
10.
10 kids. Cheers.
And with stress levels high, her mind turns to what she loves best.
Making me do this is making me want to smoke a fag right now. As if I want to be bowling anyway, making a dick of myself. Yeah, exactly. Oh well.
Either she's quitting and the smoking is hard, or she's pregnant and it's the hormones. It's one of those two, or she's just pissed off. Just fag, innit?
Alicia! Alicia! Come here! Come here!
With Carrie's withdrawals getting worse, she's on the edge of giving in to her cravings.
Well, I was even moved it anyway because of the pregnancy, so, so it's like drop of a hat and I'm like, wow! So, it can't get any worse than what it is. Steve gets it all. But then he does things that he knows actually wind me up. So he'll do it just to aggravate me. And then I shake him, he's like, see, you get stressed out. But it's like, you just done it purposely because you know that I'm going to get stressed out. So if you don't want me to get stressed out, why do it? You can win.
Midwife Lisa is due in Bristol that evening, but before she arrives, Carrie pops in on her best friend Carly.
Hello.
Pregnant and puffing too, Carly can't understand why Carrie has given up their favourite hobby.
How long have you quit for now?
About 9 days now.
What made you quit?
All for the baby.
Was there nothing that made you quit then?
The midwife done the smoking thing on me and it come really high.
What did the midwife say when it came up high?
It was on a laptop.
With a little baby. Mum, help me. Because it was that high, what was it going to do to the baby?
Oh, there was loads of stuff that she said it can do, like miscarriage even after 3 months and all that.
I don't know whether to believe it or not. Have you had any fags at all?
Been a good girl.
They scared you with the flashing baby. I do think she's been scared by the midwife. So I do think it's a load of shit, to be honest. I struggle with midwives telling me what to do. I do struggle with them. They're hard work.
With bad moods and bad influences to contend with, Lisa's troubleshooting home visit can't come soon enough for struggling Carrie. Back in Edinburgh, there's heavy snow. Sarah's boyfriend Stuart has been working away and can't get home in time for quit day. But even without him, Sarah is determined to stick to her plan and is preparing to give up tomorrow. Lisa wants her to try pregnancy yoga as a way to distract her from quit day cravings.
If you think of smoking in particular, when you take a cigarette and you breathe in, it's just like taking a big breath, isn't it? Yes. So imagine that you don't need the cigarette to actually give yourself the time and the space to take a beautiful big breath.
I didn't notice that when she said it, it made sense because you take a deep breath to breathe in, then you exhale. So it's like the breathing techniques in yoga, so just have to do it without the cigarette. It's my first one today. It's quite late actually. It's because I was in such a hurry this morning and I didn't have time to have one. But first one today, and I'll probably have about 3 or 4 more. 2, 3 more, I don't know. Depends how my day goes. If I'm kept busy then I won't have that many.
There's just one thing left to do before the big day.
I've got 2 left. I'm going to snap them and chuck them away in preparation for tomorrow, so I don't feel the need to have them. So here we go. It's 1 and 2. So there we go. 2 broken cigarettes. All ready for my preparation tomorrow. Okay, wish me luck.
Over in Bristol, Lisa is checking in with Carrie and Steve on day 9 of their quit attempt.
How are you? Really good. Okay.
And she's got one question on her mind.
Have you had any cigarettes or? No. You've not had any cigarettes since, what, 9 days? Yeah. So the benefits are absolutely astronomical. I can't believe you have done so well. And Steve, what were your plans in terms of smoking?
I quit the day after.
Right, okay.
Went out Sunday.
Yeah.
And got some fags.
Okay, so what made you do that then, do you think?
Just got stressed out.
Got stressed out?
Yeah, she sort of kicked off.
Does she? Oh, right.
It's been more, it's tougher for him because the aggro he gets off me.
You know it's down to your nicotine levels being, well, you've got no nicotine in your body now. So, would you like to see what your carbon monoxide reading is? Yeah? Because can you remember what it was last time?
No, but it was high.
If you remember last time, it was red 11.
Now smoke-free, Carrie's red 11 reading should be in the healthy green zone.
I'm excited about doing this. I'm excited for you, because I know how hard you've worked.
But Carrie looks more worried than excited.
You ready? Okay. Steady. 3, 2, 1, go. keep going. 2, 3, 4.
It's gone bad, Naila.
6, 7, 8.
Hey, the is it still that high?
9. Oh, it is a 9.
Well, it's better than it was.
Now, that's still not a non-smoking reading there. 24 hours, that stuff's gone. So there's still some carbon monoxide in there from somewhere. So I don't know, what do you think could account for that then?
Beats me.
You don't know, okay.
With the mysteriously high reading unresolved, Lisa moves on to Steve, who says he hasn't touched a cigarette in 3 days.
3, 2, 1. Okay, keep blowing, Steve, keep blowing.
Oh my God.
That is a smoking reading.
That was mine when I first done it.
I mean, you've both blown smoking readings, to be fair. So the question to ask is, over the last 24 hours, have you had any puffs of a cigarette?
No.
No cigarettes at all?
Beats me.
Yeah. But that is definitely from directly inhaled smoke. I don't have the answer. What are you thinking?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
Carrie isn't about to come clean, but Steve soon cracks under Lisa's questioning.
I will admit I did have a fag this morning.
Right, okay. So, I mean, if you had a fag this morning, that would account, wouldn't it, for blowing a higher reading on there?
With Carrie still sticking to her story, Lisa leaves them with some parting advice.
For the first 2 weeks of trying to quit, people do have problems. I am not the smoking police. I'm not here to tell anybody off. I am not here to say to you, well, that's really bad and I'm very upset and disappointed. My job is to say, why has this happened? What can we do about it?
And she calls it a day.
I'd really like to see you again and do this reading again. Because I think you can do it. Okay? And that's what you've got to remember. I believed everything that they said, and then that carbon monoxide reading just destroyed everything. Because that just reflected a smoking reading, and it was written all over her face, and she just didn't clearly want to admit to having had a cigarette.
I wasn't expecting to do that test, so...
I don't know. It's not like you can say, is it?
I'm used to this. I see this every single day. It's life, it's people. We have to remember that. We are dealing with people. We are dealing with human behaviour, and behaviour change is not easy for anybody. And she could well just disengage from the programme now, totally and utterly.
In Edinburgh, it's the first day of Sarah's quit attempt. With Stuart away, Sarah knows the best person to be with. Anti-smoking Kirsty, who has been on her case for years. With cigarettes off the menu and temptation everywhere, Sarah gets stuck into sugar instead.
Tastes better. Tastes better than a cigarette does. Substituting cigarette for not on a stick. How are you feeling about stopping smoking? I'm just glad it's over. Like, the whole smoking. Yeah. I mean, when you were younger, you were always like, I'm never going to smoke, I hate smoking. Wish my mum would stop smoking. I used to start mum's fags. I know. And then look what happened. I mean, even though you're like really, obviously, really going for it and going to try and do it, I think you're probably still going to come into problems. Like, even maybe the first day. See, I don't think I'm going to find it hard. Really? I really don't. You're not here to support you whenever you need help. And if you're struggling and you want that bag, you can always phone me. Right, and you'll be like that. Say that to you in a minute.
Back home, it's time for more food, but her confidence is fading fast.
Today's been... Actually, it's been a bit harder than I thought it'd be. Feels like something's missing. For the last 4 years, it's been part of my identity. So taking that away from me is taking away part of who I was. But it's not a bad thing, and I don't regret it for a second. But there is always going to be worry inside me whether I can do this or not.
With dinner normally followed by a cigarette, she checks in with Stuart.
Hello.
It's the first time he's worked away since they got together, just 8 months ago.
How's this non-smoking going? Be honest with me.
I've been 100% serious with swear down on a baby's life that I haven't touched one cigarette.
Good boy, me neither. Ask me how I've been feeling then. Ask me. Oh, died. Damn it. I have to trust him. It makes it harder because I have to believe, like being on the phone to him now, I said to him, be 100% honest with me, have you had a cigarette? And his response was, I swear on baby's life, because that's one thing he'd never lie about. So that's me putting complete trust in him. I've got to trust him and believe his word that he's not had one. Because I can't see if he's had one or not. But I think that's his way of reassuring me by saying, I swear on baby's life I haven't, because he'd be heartless if he lied about that, and he's not like that.
In Gloucester, junk food queen Tiffany is filling Stephen in on her meeting with midwife Debs.
This is normally your dinner.
What is that?
And then there's this one.
It looks like mould.
With their unborn baby getting no nutrients, determined Tiffany wants to shake up their family shop.
So you should be having it, take notes, put it back.
No, you're not having it.
Help me. See, you didn't help me.
It's a tempting walk through fizzy drinks and frozen food into a whole new world, the fruit and veg aisle.
And normally I just grab potatoes, don't I?
It's all new to me, this, you know.
See?
Yeah.
Cos there's or mix there. Right, green beans. Right, cucumber.
It seems there's no stopping a motivated Tiffany.
So you just go back to the fruit.
Come on now, this way.
Yeah?
Stay there.
Wholemeal bread.
Right.
That for you. It's got the seeds in it as well, actually.
Even if she does go one step too far for Stephen.
You're kidding me? Wholemeal?
Yeah?
No chance. I'm getting some white bread.
Back home, they're all stocked up.
A lot of healthy stuff.
In preparation for a new regime to begin.
Yeah, I've got this fruit bowl. So I'm now gonna finally make use of.
Back in Scotland, Stuart's come home for Christmas, but the party season has proved too tough and they've given in to temptation.
Well, she looks pretty.
Are we going to try and not have any more cigarettes tonight though?
Yeah, we've got to try our hardest. So how do you feel about not smoking anymore?
I was doing fine up until today. I had two things talking to me on my shoulder, that's what it felt like. It's like one saying, you know, what harm can one cigarette do, what harm can one cigarette do, and the other side of me is going, you've got so far, you've came so far. So I was just in turmoil about what to do, but in the end, my craving and my need for the cigarette nicotine and just the way I was feeling in general got the better of me, and in fact it was the first full day that I'd had with Stuart since I'd stopped smoking. You've had one. Be honest.
Oh, so what? You're the one too, ha!
Sarah knows she doesn't stand a chance if Stuart isn't on board, and now it's the new year, she's determined to get them back on track.
How do you get up on the no time though?
They say the first week's the hardest though.
You see, once you get past the first week, you've more or less got a 90% chance of quitting.
The way I felt, I just felt guilty after having it. I just felt like I'd got this far, what's the point? What was the point? You don't want the baby to be completely surrounded by smoke.
No, there's very smoke outside.
No. You don't see why it's important?
Yeah.
It's still in your clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So we're never ever going to smoke again. And when we get our own place, and it's all been decorated and everything, I don't want to be you walking in and our baby's going, ooh, daddy smells.
Don't open that cigar when the baby's born, though.
Yeah, you can have that. Idiot.
It's been a week since midwife Lisa's disastrous trip to Bristol, and she's given secret smoker Carrie another chance to get back on track.
All right.
I mean, when I saw you last week, you said you not smoked for 9 days, and you seemed sort of really positive about everything. And then, of course, you do the red reading on the monitor. Did you sort of have any time to reflect on that and think about why that might have happened?
I don't know.
And he'd had a cigarette.
Well, I don't know.
What was going through your mind that evening that we had that chat? What sort of thoughts were going through your mind? What were you thinking?
I don't know, I just get fed up. I just can't be bothered.
I want to be able to help you because I know how important this is to you.
With Carrie still adamant she hasn't smoked, Lisa needs her to prove she's committed to quitting and suggests Carrie takes another carbon monoxide test in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I still want to do the other test, no? No worries, we can repeat the test, no problem at all.
Take care, Carrie. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. And I absolutely have no idea what's going to happen now. That's the thing with Carrie. I just never know what's going to happen.
With Carrie's quit attempt hanging in the balance, Lisa turns her focus to Sarah and Stuart, whose wobble over Christmas is causing her just as much concern. She's arranged for them to visit a special care baby unit. None of the newborns currently on the unit are there because their parents smoked. But with children born to smokers more likely to be premature, Lisa wants to focus Sarah and Stuart's minds on the quit attempt.
This is Caroline and Gabby, and that's Holly.
Yeah, that's Sarah and I'm Stuart.
And this is Holly Hunter-Wood. She's our little star.
That's sweet.
She's had quite a bit of a rough start. She didn't have any fluid around her, which meant her lungs weren't able to develop.
Was it frightening?
Initially, they'd said to us that she wasn't going to make it.
Really?
Yeah.
When she first came out, she was bruised and really, when she had a wee bit of problem with her arms as well.
She's so small.
I used to smoke as well prior to falling pregnant, so ever since I
Yeah.
found out I was pregnant, that was it.
It's not worth it. Just the thought of spending every day in a premature with a premature baby, I don't think I'm strong enough for starters, and so seeing premature babies, I think it's kind of a realisation that it's possible for it to happen.
See, I couldn't imagine having a cigarette and having one puff and any of that smoke
Yeah.
going anywhere near.
You wouldn't blow smoke into an incubator. It's weird to think we'll have one of them soon as well.
Yeah, I know.
Little
This is
baby.
so peaceful then.
I know. Yeah, I don't think it's that easy all the time. See you later.
The unit has had the impact Lisa wanted, and they're back on track for their final carbon monoxide test. In Gloucester, Tiffany has taken midwife Deb's advice on board.
And not drinking the fizzy drinks anymore makes me more hungry as well, because before I just have like one large meal a day or something, but now I want dinner, I want tea, I'm hungry now.
In the mornings, breakfast is served for the first time in years.
You want to try that? No?
No thanks.
Coke is replaced by fruit juice. Dried fruit dinners have made way for home-cooked food.
What do you think, Einstein?
I am, mate. It looks good.
But nice, isn't it?
It is.
And even fruit is back on the menu.
What are we making? So can you say it's fruit salad? And it'd be good for the baby, won't it, Ryan? You give Mummy one. I'm gonna have it, man.
The couple are off to visit Deb's to show that they have changed their ways.
Have you been doing?
Well, I haven't had Pepsi since I last saw you.
Right,
Which I
brilliant.
thought- I didn't think I'd be able to cut out completely. I thought I'd still have like the odd one, but I managed to not have any. Seeing what you've shown made it a lot easier, I think. If I didn't see that, then yeah, it'd be completely different.
When you change your diet as radically as you've had to do, I know it's not easy.
Yeah, I thought the Pepsi would be the worst for me,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Right, Tiffany, what we're going to do today is you're going to have a 3D scan and hopefully we'll get a really good look of your
Yeah.
baby.
Tiffany has previously found it hard to imagine the baby inside her. And Debs is hoping seeing it will keep them right on track.
Oh my god.
Oh, look at his mouth.
Yeah, his lips. Oh, look. Oh, look, he sees little fingers.
He's
piecing out.
So now that you can see the baby, does that make you feel about what you're eating is going into him, which is making him healthy and move?
Which is crazy.
Seeing him like that today,
Yeah.
is that going to really kind of spur you on to keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, it just seems so real.
Deb's tactics have worked.
All right, well, it's been a pleasure to meet the pair of you. Okay.
And now Tiffany's baby is getting the best start possible.
I just want this baby to have like a good, healthy start, and by doing what I'm doing now, definitely doing a world of good.
Carrie Winston?
Back in Bristol, it's Carrie's 20-week scan and she's desperate to find out if it's a boy.
Baby's head, top of the head down here with the brain inside. So this is the spine going all the way along the back.
Oh my God.
Got the eyes, nose, chin, body coming down this way.
That's mad.
It looks like it's a little boy, but we obviously can't be 100% certain. Okay.
I'm so glad.
Hi, hon.
Right. How you doing?
Still on a high, Carrie goes to tell Mum the good news.
What are we having?
Boy.
A boy, excellent. Definitely be no more smoking then.
And to finally fess up.
I did have one the other day.
Really? But as long as that was your last. Good God.
I didn't even enjoy it. It was horrible.
I know it tastes disgusting. It
Yeah.
smells awful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Told you it would. Good girl.
Carrie has found the motivation she needs to give the quit attempt all her effort. Her unborn baby boy, Jensen. And with Lisa's final meeting just round the corner, it's not a second too late.
Oh, they're so cute.
It's been 3 weeks since Sarah and Stuart gave up cigarettes, and they are meeting Lisa to take the carbon monoxide test for the final time.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Blow, 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 blow. Oh, I don't believe it. 1. That is fantastic.
It's
a
green.
1, a green 1. And green for baby. Ah, that is just absolutely brilliant. How does that make you feel?
That's amazing compared to last time, because I watched it go up. And
it really upset you last time?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, I'm so glad for you that you've got that one.
But for Sarah to stay cigarette-free, she needs a full commitment from boyfriend Stuart.
That is 2, a green 2, that's fantastic.
I feel a bit proud about that, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So you should. It's the best thing that you could have done. As a father-to-be, that's the best thing that you could have done as well.
Yeah.
I was basically pushing my baby towards an incubator, the way I look at it. It's amazing, honestly, knowing that he's safe and healthy and there's no carbon monoxide left in his blood. It was nice. I'm just glad it's over with now. We can just look forward to him coming. Jesus God, there's a baby on the way.
It's also the final meeting for Carrie and Steve.
Hello, Carrie. Steve, come on in. Have a seat. Lovely to see you both. Thank you for coming.
At their last session, they both blew smoking readings.
Now, which of you two would like to go first?
I'll do it.
You're going to go first? You ready? OK, the clock is counting down. We're waiting for 0. OK. Let's have a watch. 1. It's not going to budge from 1. That is brilliant! I think she deserves a round of applause.
Can't breathe.
Carrie, that's fantastic. Well done. I am so proud of you did it in the end. Oh.
Next, it's boyfriend Steve's turn to prove he's stayed off the cigarettes.
1. Go. Keep the blow coming, Steve. Keep it coming, keep it coming. We've gone to a 2, but that's a no smoking reading, Steve.
Well done. You've got a green baby.
That shows me that, you know, you two were really committed to this and that you had every intention of getting there. It's just that you've, you know, had some problems along the way. That was absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I cannot believe the difference in them really today, and Carrie especially. She seems so positive, so happy, and she's a joy to be with when she's in a good mood.
Getting the green baby was everything that we wanted, so very excited about that. We knew he was coming, but just to see the green baby, it makes it more real.
In February, Sarah gave birth to a healthy baby boy called Leon. Both Sarah and Stuart are still smoke-free. Next week, we meet 20-a-day addict Chelsy, who's already smoked through 1 pregnancy.
I don't think it looks good when you've got a bump and you've got a flag in your mouth. But to be honest with you, I don't care what people think about me.
Pregnant Litala, who's got a problem with comfort eating.
It is satisfying, but then you do get the sense of guilt that you're not supposed to be doing it.
Stop it. Good night.
And newly pregnant Laura, who's finding the build-up to the big day stressful.
To say stressed out would be a cliche, but I am.
For details of organisations offering information and support, go to BBC.
Rooms to decorate, and you're in tip-top condition, ready for the joys of parenthood. Right? Wrong. 20% of women smoke during pregnancy.
20 a day I smoke easily. It's hard to balance on the bump because the baby will probably kick it off in a minute.
35% continue to drink.
I was drinking 4 or 5 bottles a day, 7 days a week.
1 in 5 pregnant women is obese.
Chips and gravy is my favourite meal. It's what I'm craving, so I'll eat it.
Are these women putting their babies in danger before they've even been born?
I don't think they actually realise the damage that they're doing and the problems that it causes.
Each week, we'll meet 3 misbehaving mums-to-be and pair them with one of our specialist midwives.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Deb. Hi.
They'll show them the impact of their bad habits.
Do a little breath out for me. Right, blow, 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 Sarah. Keep going.
Just sort of stand on that. It's measuring the fat.
To give them a wake-up call they won't forget.
Every single cigarette that you have, it's like squeezing the cord. It will shorten your own life. Baby's oxygen levels are really reduced.
And create a personalised plan to get these out-of-control mums-to-be in shape for the most important event of their lives.
We're here today because you wanted some help to give up, and that is what we're here to do.
The thing about this is, it isn't too late.
You've got the ability to change this.
I know I've got to change it.
Can our midwives convince these women to quit their unhealthy ways for the sake of their babies?
I haven't got
any willpower. I really haven't. I'm going to be tough to convince to give up.
Can't be bothered. I'd rather sit on the sofa and just...
My job primarily is to save babies' lives.
Coming up in this episode, a smoking mum who claims to have quit.
There's still some carbon monoxide in there from somewhere.
But is she telling the truth?
I don't know. What do you think could account for that, then?
Beats me.
A junk food addict whose unborn baby is growing on a diet of chips, burgers and fizzy drinks.
I've never been brought up to have to eat fruit, so it's like, why start now?
And a mum-to-be who's worried she lacks the willpower to quit smoking.
No matter how much I want to give up, there's something inside me that's saying, you can't. I'm not strong enough.
Meet Carrie from Bristol. She's 14 weeks pregnant with her second child.
That one you can see his nose and his mouth. Oh, they're so cute. I can't wait. I'm all excited.
It's partner Steve's first baby, and he's over the moon about becoming a dad.
I can't wait. Hopefully it's going to be a little boy now. When we find out what sex it is, I think that's when it will sort of kick in. And you're sort of getting bigger, you know? Yeah. So you can sort of see it.
Excitement may be mounting, but Carrie is puffing on 20 cigarettes a day, and that means her unborn baby is in danger.
Just another one on the long list of the days of 5. Quickly, and then you can carry on. Right?
Right.
What are we going to do? Should we plait it or should we put it up?
In a ponytail.
Despite smoking in her first pregnancy, Carrie gave birth to a healthy daughter, Alicia.
Did you bring your umbrella home from school, Leash?
It's in the car.
But this time around, Carrie is smoking more than ever, and even 5-year-old Alicia disapproves.
Alicia, go out there, love, because it's smoking.
I don't like it, because when it smokes, that means I cough.
Mum Marge can't stand Carrie's dirty habit either.
You're not going to like that again, are you? Yeah. It's really bad for you. She knows that most of the world disapproves. And she knows I disapprove. Do they have a maternity department here? No. No? Just...
We do not need maternity.
No, just...
And as a reformed smoker, she's allowed to be bossy.
Nobody smokes anymore, do they? It's expensive, it smells, it's not nice, and there's nowhere to smoke in Bristol anymore.
Boyfriend Steve worries that Carrie's habit is harming the baby.
Just waiting for it to come out and be healthy. I just want it to have 2 legs and 2 arms, and can see and hear.
But with a 20-a-day habit of his own and very confused on the science...
Every fag you have makes our baby a pound lighter. I read that in a magazine.
Carrie isn't going to take Steve's advice.
All right, don't you start giving me a full now as well. At the end of the day, there's nothing anybody can do. Until I'm ready to quit, nobody can do anything. People can try as hard as they want, but surely they done something when they was pregnant. No one's perfect, you know what I mean?
I think everyone should keep their opinions to themselves. It's your baby. You're the one that's got to look after it. Yeah, and if something did go wrong, you've got to live with the consequences.
People should just keep their opinions to themselves. It's not anything to do with anyone else, what I do. Since when do I ever listen to anyone saying things to me, do you know what I mean? Unless it's useful information, I don't listen, so... I do want to give up, but it's not as easy as just saying give up smoking. You know, it's a lot harder.
If anyone can get Carrie to quit, it's smoking cessation midwife Lisa Fendel. She's on a mission to help chain-smoking mums-to-be kick the habit.
Well, I've been doing this for 10 years, so I've seen absolutely hundreds and hundreds of pregnant smokers. Thousands, probably. Would you like me to tell you what some of the risks are? Fetal death, stillbirth, cot death, placental abruption, miscarriage. It's endless.
She uses state-of-the-art props and cutting-edge technology.
Keep blowing, Charlie, keep blowing.
Giving these parents-to-be a major jolt they'll never forget.
The baby's oxygen levels are really reduced. They cannot make an informed choice if they don't know about the risks. And you can't make it pink and fluffy. Just a little drink. Ultimately, what I want is for these women to have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby.
20-a-day Carrie is struggling to find the motivation to quit and hopes that midwife Lisa will give her the push she needs.
Hi, Carrie, come on in, all right?
Come on in. Nice to meet you. I'm Lisa. I'd like to ask you what you already know about smoking in pregnancy.
It's not really a lot. I've heard that they say that it makes the baby smaller. Okay. It's not good for us, is it? So it's definitely not good for a tiny baby.
That's right.
But small babies aren't the only risk. It's time for Lisa to bring out the tools of her trade.
This is my baby. Okay, complete with placenta. Now, this will help me to show you exactly, the harmful effects of smoking in pregnancy. Some people think the babies are protected in a bubble, that this protects the baby, that the fluid does. It doesn't protect the baby from what you're putting into your body.
Well, if you feed it, then it gives you everything else, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So you sort of knew that, but anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know how many chemicals there are in a cigarette?
I don't know, hundreds, I expect.
There's actually 4,200.
In one?
In one cigarette. Every cigarette, yeah.
One of the chemicals Carrie inhales with each cigarette is carbon monoxide, and too much exposure could cause the placenta to fall away from the lining of the womb.
If that happened, what do you think the effect would be on the baby?
Of a miscarriage, the baby die or something.
The baby would die. And the baby would die within minutes of that happening. And your life would be in danger because you can bleed to death. And that does happen. I have seen that happen, where the placenta just shears off the uterine wall and that's it. There's nothing left feeding the baby. It's not stuck to anything. So the baby just dies.
Carrie's pack of cigarettes a day are putting her pregnancy at risk. Lisa wants her to know how much danger she is in.
So I would like to be able to measure the amount of carbon monoxide in your bloodstream, and I can measure the amount in your babies as well.
Hey, can you do it in my babies?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
Because whatever reading we get from you, it will calculate how much of that is in the baby. So if you imagine that this is your baby, now you think about the traffic light system, and we definitely don't want a red number because that would be really bad. I'm going to give you the machine, and then the seconds are counting down, and it will beep 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Put the tube in your mouth. Right, keep on blowing, Carrie. Please blow as long as you can. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Keep going. Oh, right, we're in orange. Right, we're in red.
How bad is that?
9, 11.
Carrie has blown a red 11. Her carbon monoxide level is well into the danger zone.
Why are you so upset?
Every time I'd be selfish and smoke a fag is making the baby even worse.
It's got to be a good thing that you know that now. Do you understand why I told you that and why I've done that reading?
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to walk around and not know what you're doing to your baby. And there's so many ladies like you out there, Carrie, that don't know the risks. They don't understand how it works. And, that's not your fault. So we want to do the right thing by baby.
Now Lisa has convinced Carrie of the dangers to her baby. She wants her to take action.
What were your thoughts on giving up?
Well, I want to give up, but I don't know how to do it properly.
Remember, it's the single most important thing that you can do for your health and for that of your unborn baby. I've got a few products here to show you.
Lisa talks Carrie through a nicotine replacement plan and they settle on a quit day.
What sort of day do you think would be?
A Sunday.
A Sunday, okay. Why Sunday?
I don't know, just because I'm at home on my own, just relaxing on Sunday.
Oh, so you've got a day all to yourself.
Okay.
Okay then. Take care then.
Armed with tips from Lisa, Carrie's ready to battle with her cigarette addiction.
I don't think it's an easy decision for anybody to make. And if I always think, if getting confirmation of pregnancy alone isn't enough to get somebody to quit, how easy is it going to be for us to get them to quit further down the line? But we have to try.
That was just a smack in the face. I thought it was just about making the baby smaller, but obviously there's a lot more to it than what I knew. So it's definite stop on Sunday.
Meet Tiffany.